Now I would like to welcome Nitin Kabnurkar sir. Before I welcome him, I would like to share something about him. He is a BE in Metallurgy from CUEP, worked at Seco for 7 years, and presently he has his own business related to civil engineering. Welcome sir, we're glad to have you here today. Now I would like to call upon stage Nitin Kabnurkar to share his experience.
Good morning. The majority of the things which need to be told about what is engineering and what you should learn and all, I think already everyone has told you. Frankly, I'm not what you can say, as technocrat as these people are. So I would like to tell you something different in the sense. We were told, let us start with, let us start how I got into engineering. When I passed my 12th, and that time only 12 marks were considered, PCM, Physics, Chemistry, Maths for admission. So I had sufficient marks. When I went to for that interview, where the selection of the branches is done, only metallurgy and mining were available at Pune. Metallurgy was at Pune, mining and metallurgy was available at Nagpur. So I just said, why to go to Nagpur? Pune is a better city. So I went for metallurgy. Then this was for during the first scrutiny. The second, we had that time electronics of 200 marks in 12, which was supposed to give us 5% additional percentage to be added to PCM marks. So during this first scrutiny, there was a writ petition in High Court. Somebody had put to not to give this 5%. Why they should get this 5%? But we won the case, and I got 5% extra. Now all branches in Kolhapur University, Shivaji University, were available to me, except mechanical engineering in Sangli. Now what to do? I said, nahi yaar, because I have decided to go for metallurgy, I'll go for metallurgy. This is how I came to metallurgy, frankly. So as everyone said, it doesn't matter which branch you select. Then, after I completed my BE, I joined Bakkaulf that time, which now is known as Krupp Industries, as on shop floor. I worked there for 1 year on shop floor in welding department. Nothing to do with, really nothing to do with metallurgy. But I learned a lot. I learned how you need to communicate to workers, what politics goes on within the factory, within the workers and the management, and how you can get involved into it unnecessarily and suffer. So all these experiences made me a little bit tougher than a person who was just out of the college. Secondly, I used to weld myself, vertical welding, how it should be done. I used to do it. Now it may not be. I never did welding in my future career, but what I learned is you should have that urge to learn whatever comes in your way, whether it is engineering, whether it is management, whether it is human relations, because all this is required in your future life. Even though you are a technocrat, when, as I said, when you become a project manager, I don't think it is more human managing people than the technology. what I want to insist is, please try to learn whatever you can from whatever source of education. It need not be your teacher, it need not be only the college. There are so many things you can learn from. So you have to keep your eyes open and just go on picking up whatever you need and what you feel you could be useful to your career in future. Because then after my career, after working with Bakau, I went into sales. This was a shop floor job. Then I went to sales. Foseco is a company who manufactures and sells foundry chemicals. So yes, I was related to metallurgy. Believe me, I had a 55 minutes interview for sales position in Foseco, and not a single technical question was asked to me. Not a single technical question. They were just trying to check my breaking point. So that, believe me, I was going to sell foundry chemicals to foundries, which is definitely involves technology. But for sales job, I thought nobody was bothered. So how a branch can matter in your career? It can't. Even when I was going to sell foundry chemicals to foundries, to technocrat, my company didn't bother to ask me a single technical question. What they tried to find out from me is how tough I am. Because that is what is required when you go into sales. When we completed our training, our general manager told us that in 1 year you will face rejection. Customers won't talk to you. They will simply reject you. They may sometimes remove you from their premises. And believe me, it took me 11 months to get an order on my own capabilities. Till that time I was just working like a postman. Boss bolega, jao, check leke aao, jao, order leke aao. But those 11 months, why I could succeed after 11 months is because during all those 11 months, I never did only what my boss told me. When I used to go to the foundry to collect a check, I used to just roam around within the foundry and see what is happening. So there were two parts happening. One, I was learning. Secondly, I was understanding and finding out what problems those foundries are facing. So when I got my chance, I sorted out the problem of a foundryman, and then the whole thing started moving. So what I mean to say is, it's all, as Milka said, it's all attitude. What's going to help you in your real life is your attitude. I remember one of our teachers used to tell us to teach engineering is to teach how to think. He never talked about any branch. So we can say to learn engineering is to learn how to think. If you are a good thinker, if you are a logical thinker, you can succeed in any branch, any field, whether it could be related to engineering or it may not be related to engineering. Attitude can help you everywhere. So after working with Foseco for 7 years, I got an opportunity to get into business, which was related to civil engineering. So in '94, I started selling foundry chemicals, construction chemicals, for which I didn't have any knowledge, not at all. Now, this attitude, what I said, came to my help that time. I had an attitude to learn from whatever way I can learn. From whom I am getting the knowledge was not important for me. So I learned civil engineering basics from the fitters and the masons and the carpenters to whom I used to go and talk. तो उनको तो अच्छा लगता था because उनको लगता था कि साहब आके मेरे साथ बात कर रहा है एक तो, और साहब मुझे पूछ रहा है क्या करूं, मेरे जॉब के बारे में मुझे साहब आके पूछ रहा है, तो he used to help me like anything. This also helped me during my Foseco days. I used to go and talk to the core makers and the mold makers and the melters. So they taught me so many things. So it is not at all important from whom you are learning. You should know what you want to learn. And the attitude. Attitude is everything. So this and also do enjoy your life. Do enjoy your engineering days. Everyone has talked about what to learn and what to study, but there are so many other things. I am a person who has done more extracurricular activities than my curriculum during my engineering days. And believe me, those activities taught me much more than my professors. Foundry technology, my professor used to teach me foundry technology from his notebook, which he learned in 1965. The foundry which I saw in 1988 was absolutely different from what he taught. So my real teachers were my customers, the melters, the core makers, the mold makers. What you learn in college is the basics, which are definitely important. But you can't just restrict yourself to that education and just after B, if you say कि अभी हो गया सब, जो सीखना था सीख गए हैं. No. If you want to get into a job, if you want to start your own business, what you need is a good attitude to learn from whatever source you have, you get. So keep on learning wherever you can, whatever you can, whether it is related to engineering or not, it doesn't matter. It's going to help someday. It will definitely going to help you someday. So in construction chemicals, then I kept on learning like this. Then I entered into application jobs for waterproofing in 2000. And today a metallurgist like me is known for good, I can't call me consultant, but a person who can give a good advice on waterproofing. So where the branch I selected. So it doesn't matter, enjoy your life, enjoy those 4 years, they are golden years, believe me. Like I will give you one example, majority of these, they have been with me during those days also. We used to participate in Firodia and Purushottam and all. Now in Firodia, we were allowed to have 20 people on stage and 5 people backstage. Believe me, the people who used to look after, suppose a person who, Mr. Abhyankar only used to look after the drapery part. So what we learned through these experiences, where once the person was told what is expected from him, these dresses, these are the things on stage are required from you, and the director could forget about it. It was very clear that this person will do the job. If he can't, he'll come back and ask me, ये चीज नहीं मिल रही है, क्या करूं? Something else will do. Till the time he doesn't come back, the job is going perfectly. So this is what we learned with the commitment to our job. Whatever we do, what should be our commitment, we learn from these experiences, not from the real academical experiences. So please enjoy your life. Enjoy these 4 years. They will help. They are going to remain with you all your life, and you are really going to smile. So make these 4 years, live these 4 years in such a way that whenever you remember them, you should smile. Thank you.